When he heartlessly rejected her confession, he thought she'd take it as motivation to work harder, but to his surprise, and just to spite him, she ended up sleeping with his best bro. He assumed that would be the end of them, but he didn't expect his dad, for the sake of their family business, to force him into an engagement with her. However, what no one knew was that on the night before the engagement, she had actually worn a wedding dress and spent the whole night fooling around with 5 of her friends with benefits. So on the day of the engagement party, he exposed her fake goody two-shoes act in front of everyone and made a grand entrance with the sugar baby he was keeping. Chapter 1. Lily was the campus belle of C University, beautiful, brilliant, and admired by all. Unfortunately for her, he kidnapped her for 2 months. He made her dance in skimpy outfits and sing seductive songs like 18 Touches. He kissed her, touched her, and never gave her a single decent piece of clothing. Still, she wouldn't submit. Late at night, drunk, he trapped her on the couch and forced her to drink. Her lips turned rosy from the alcohol, her chin bruised red under his grip. Coughing painfully, she glared at him. He patted her cheek with a cold smirk. He said, "Babe, since you won't drink the wine of respect, I'll make you drink the wine of punishment." Half a year ago, he fell for her. He chased her for 3 months, pulling out every stop, but she stayed unmoved. Then, as fate would have it, her house got smashed by debt collectors, and her sister couldn't pay her tuition. He fixed everything with a wave of his hand, so long as she agreed to be his. She refused, proud and stubborn, and worked part-time to pay it off. He ran out of patience and took her by force to his villa. Lily lay on the couch, her neck damp. With a sinister tone, he whispered, "Babe, if you had said yes earlier, I wouldn't have had to treat you like this." Her skin, so pale it looked carved from jade. He couldn't resist planting soft kisses there. He said, "Right now I like you, so what lands here are kisses, but if one day you wear out my patience, who knows what will fall on your neck then?" Lily's body trembled slightly. He grabbed her chin and asked, "What do you call me?" Avoiding his burning gaze, she replied stiffly, unwillingly, "Master." Satisfied, he let her go. Suddenly, his vision blurred and lines of floating comments appeared before his eyes. "Damn, this is intense. Step 1 to taming the cold-hearted beauty, imprisonment and force. Yandra villainous and evil simp. Perfect toxic combo. Top-tier ship. Too bad she'll get her revenge and it'll end in tragedy. Wait us, I'm the toxic simp villain and she's the Yandra antagonist?" He looked at Lily. Her brows were elegant, her lips thin, her phoenix eyes cold and seductive. A classic beauty with a face that screamed world-weary indifference. Right now, bullied by him, she looked fragile. He just wanted her love. How could he hurt her because he couldn't have it? Why would she ever turn dark? Chapter 2. To save the tragic ending between them, he decided to abandon lust and choose virtue. In practice, this meant he stopped touching her for 2 weeks straight. He left early and came home late. One night, coming back drunk from the bar, he found Lily still awake. She had just showered, wrapped in a loose bathrobe, its neckline slightly parted, revealing a sudden spring of temptation. Her long legs tangled beneath the hem. She froze for a second when she saw him, then gently frowned. He struggled to look away and headed straight to his room, but her voice followed behind him. "You're back this late, drunk again. You stink." He didn't argue with her sharp tongue. Yawning, he said, "I'm going to bed. You should rest too. I got you a gift the other day. It should have arrived." Lily scoffed, went back to her room, and returned with a box. "This is the gift you were talking about?" she asked. She opened it. Inside was a dress so revealing it made one blush, just a few strings up top, and an ultra-short skirt below, exactly her size. It took him a second to remember it was a custom order he had made before. When he looked up, Lily was already slipping off her robe. She turned her head away, lips pressed tight, eyes icy. Her exposed shoulders tensed slightly from the chill in the air. Her pale skin, slender waist, and long legs were stunningly sculpted. She said, "Go on, look while you can. If you want to touch, just do it. I hate the smell of alcohol." She pretended to act casual, but the tips of her ears were already red. Her fingers rested at her waist. She took a deep breath to mentally prepare herself, then swiftly started undressing. He stopped her. "Wait." She paused, frowning. "What now?" "I'm not agreeing to anything too extreme," she said. He helped her pull the robe back on. His fingers brushed her waist, and she flinched slightly. He said, "Put it on. I'm not forcing you." He picked up the fallen robe and wrapped it around her. "Even if you stood naked in front of me, I'd ask if you're cold, not touch you. Sorry, I'm not the kind of man who can hurt a woman." You. Lily's ears flushed a deeper red. She hurriedly dressed again, cheeks burning with embarrassment. With her lashes lowered, she said, "As if I wanted you to look. You better mean what you said." Then she turned around and stormed off. He nodded. "Of course, Lily. I won't force you again." She froze for a second, then replied with a forceful slam of the door. The on-screen comments erupted. "Let me jump into the story. I can do the hurting women part. I swear I'd strip the villainess clean and devour her whole." Lily blushed so hard, was prepared to be sacrificed, but the simp villain's not in the mood tonight. 1. She wasn't that prepared to die. Honestly, more like Loki expecting it. Her body says yes, mouth says no. "Oh please," she's saying, "don't go too far," while stripping completely. "Girl, come on." Another added, "Guys, remember she hates the male lead's coercion. That's why she later goes full dark mode." Chapter 3. He fully committed to his role as a respectful gentleman. The bathroom door wasn't shut all the way. Through the narrow gap, Lily's silhouette was faintly visible. She tilted her head back slightly, lifting both hands to brush through her hair. Her arms stretched as water ran down her back, traced her waistline, and slipped into forbidden territory. If it were before, he would have barged in without hesitation, but today, he tiptoed over just to close the door. As he got closer, he heard her startled voice. "Who's there?" Lily quickly grabbed a towel and wrapped it around herself. "What are you trying to do?" she demanded. Her eyes were full of suspicion. "I'm warning you, don't try anything. I never agreed to just anything, and don't even think about crossing the line." The towel hung loosely, barely clinging on. As he reached out, Lily instinctively stepped back, and before he even touched her, the towel fell. He did everything he could not to look, squatting down to pick it up. Lily backed away, her voice strained. This isn't right." He replied, "No, this is perfect." I wrapped the towel securely around her. "Tighten it properly next time, and be careful. Men know men. No guy could stay calm after seeing a body like yours, especially not when you're literally the definition of temptation," he added. "But don't worry, I won't do anything to you. I'm more righteous than anyone." Lily stared at the towel, now tightly wrapped around her, then covered her eyes in total frustration. He told her, "Don't be too touched. Get some sleep." After he walked away, she muttered under her breath, "Go to hell." "Seriously? Don't be too touched." "Ugh, I'm touched to death. Thanks." The screen comments blew up. LMAO not sure if she's touched, but the simp villain's definitely gonna die. Lily was clearly burning up, and he put her fire out with a bath towel. Tragic. She hates this guy, remember. The bathroom door is always locked tight. Why wasn't it today? Ugh, so close to that midnight snack. That towel was practically saying, "ready to serve," and the simp still didn't get it. No, this isn't cluelessness. This is redemption through love. Chapter 4. At a corporate dinner party, bored out of his mind, he sent Lily a message out of concern. He texted, "It's supposed to rain tonight. Remember to close your windows and tuck yourself in." After a few seconds, he added, "Oh right." He was going to tell her he wouldn't be coming home. She hated the smell of alcohol, and he was planning to crash at a hotel. But just then, Lily replied, "Jaden, it's raining really hard here. Is it heavy over there too?" He responded with, "What did that even mean?" She quietly deleted the message. He typed, "What did you mean by that?" No reply. The bullet comments popped up. "LMAO bro, have you never been online? That's an internet euphemism. One moment of extroversion, a lifetime of introversion." He thought back to that night in the bathroom. A wave of heat rushed over him. By the end of the dinner, it was already close to midnight. Charlotte turned to him. "Want to come over to my place?" Charlotte Miller, his childhood friend, but he never liked her. After their families arranged their engagement, he grew even colder toward her. He said, "Nah, I'm heading home." She hooked her arm around his neck. "Jaden, we're engaged, no need to be so polite." Her flirty tone made him uncomfortable. And then Jaden, a voice he knew well. He turned. It was Lily. She wore a simple white dress, like a magnolia still dewy in the morning light. She stood out starkly among the flashy crowd. He gently pried Charlotte's arm off and stood up straight. Somewhat guilty, he muttered. Junior, what are you doing here? Lily didn't want to expose their relationship, so he addressed her distantly. She frowned slightly and asked, Why didn't you come home? He blinked. What? Charlotte looked Lily up and down, smirking. I had too much to drink, she said. So I asked Jaden to take me home. She tugged at his arm unsuccessfully. He hesitated, unsure if Lily was just asking as a classmate or subtly accusing him as someone he was keeping of neglecting her. Lily's hand at her side clenched into a fist. She frowned and said, Jaden, I left something in your bedroom last time. Charlotte picked up on the tension. It's really late. What did you leave that's so important? Lily gave a faint smile. Something very important. Bullet comments rolled in. Oh damn, Lily playing dirty. Subtle flex that she's been to his bedroom. She's clearly trying to provoke Charlotte. These two hate each other. Wow, the poor campus belle is actually super calculating, definitely future villainous energy. Classic villainess doesn't love, but has crazy control issues. Actually, I think she's deeply in love, just super emotionally repressed. Wait, was Lily doing this on purpose? Chapter 5. Late at night, he insisted Lily go look for that important item in the bedroom. If she couldn't find it, well, he'd have every reason to tease her. She said, That's not necessary. He smiled. If you still remember it, it must matter. Don't worry, I'm generous. Go ahead. For once, Lily hesitated. She pressed her lips together, then started searching through the corners. He lay back on the bed, eyes closed, resting until she opened a box. Inside, all sorts of unspeakable items. On top, a red rope meant for bondage. Beside it, a Not-So-For-Polita Company bondage guide. Lily's body trembled, her eyes burned with restraint, her breath growing ragged. Back when he first met her, she'd just been robbed, tied up, wrists and ankles bound. That bruised, disheveled beauty had stirred a dark impulse in him. So he bought the rope, though he'd never used it. He jumped out of bed and snatched the rope from her hands. Lily looked up. Her eyes were filled with too many things: emotion, shock, a fierce fire that refused to blink. She looked frightened, which only made him want to bully her more. He held her hand gently. Sorry, didn't mean to scare you. Her voice was husky. The corners of her lips curled slightly. You think I'd be afraid of that? How could I? He sighed. You don't have to act tough. It wasn't for you. Lily blinked, confused. She asked sharply, Then who was it for? He replied, To use on someone else. Don't worry, I could never bear to do that to you. And with that, he pushed her out of the room. The bullet comments exploded. LOL, the villainess looked way too into the rope. She's totally a submissive. She thinks he's going to use it on someone else, especially now that she knows he's engaged. Double fury. Classic toxic dynamic. They hate each other, but still jealous if one gets close to someone else. They're all talking crap. Lily was obviously too freaked out to talk to me. Chapter 6. Before he even had the chance to smooth things over, Lily and Charlotte were already tearing into each other at the bar. He rushed over just in time to see Charlotte hurl a glass of red wine at Lily's face. The wine ran down her cheek, soaking into her blouse. His heart ached. He roared at Charlotte, Get lost! Lily collapsed against him, blood at the corner of her lips, gasping softly. She whispered, It's just a little blood, no big deal. Charlotte scoffed. Brother Jaden, that fake little coquette, said it again. Scram. The bullet comments lit up. LMO textbook, pretentious coquette. So I don't hate coquettes. I just hate when they're not coquettling me. Bro. Before you arrived, Lily had Charlotte on the floor slapping her silly. As if I wouldn't know if she was faking. This girl barely lets me touch her. If she's leaning on me now, she's clearly at her limit. Those little gasps are definitely paying. Damn Charlotte. He took Lily to treat her wounds, but later that night, she came down with a fever. The once untamable girl now looked fragile and docile. She murmured softly, cheeks burning red. He wiped her down with a towel. Her pale skin was flushed, scattered with light bruises. She only wore a thin camisole, her body curled up, butterfly bones protruding. She looked heartbreakingly delicate. She'd kicked off her covers in her feverish haze. He tried to tuck her in, but she grabbed his neck. Don't go, it's so cold. She clung to him, wrapping her legs around his waist. He took the thermometer from her mouth. Her lips parted slightly, eyes half-lidded. As he gave her medicine, her tongue curled up to meet his finger. What heat? Startled him. He jerked back. If she were sober and realized what she'd done, she'd probably smash her head into a wall. He fed her water. The water trickled down her chin, soaking her collarbone. Sweat beaded on her forehead. He brushed her bangs aside and pressed his palm against her skin. Her features were drenched in warmth, long lashes glistening with tears. Her gaze locked onto his, lips soft and red, breath hot against his cheek, tongue flushed scarlet from the fever. Those half-open lips. He couldn't resist. He kissed her. Her breath hitched, mouth opening for air, but he devoured it all. His hand slid into her hair. She let out a soft whimper, grabbing his hand, guiding it downward. He stopped her. Her lips, usually cold, were now burning. She looked like she was about to cry, her eyes pleading. Please, please. What? He asked. She trembled. I want you. What do you call me? She murmured. Master. He kissed her again, then began treating her. His fingers moved with precision, as steady as a calm sea, yet as fierce as a dragon beneath the waves. In mere moments, the medicine had worked. Bullet comments poured in. She's totally faking it. Girl's sober enough to ace a calculus exam. Don't censor this. I'm a premium member. Let me see the lesson. What's happening here? I'm confused, but I love it. And one final. Like a married couple, just without the actual lines. 20 minutes later, he washed his hands. Lily lay with her back to him, half her face buried in the sheets, sweaty forehead, tears at her lashes. He poured her a glass of water. She shifted like a silkworm in a cocoon, not drinking. Oh, so your throat's fine now? He teased. Didn't all that moaning hurt? She burrowed deeper into the covers. Leave me alone. Guess he really pushed her too far. She'd never acted so childishly before. He grabbed a straw and coaxed her to sip. Her soft lips obeyed. The words slipped out. Good girl, so good at sucking. Lily froze. Shame and fury filled her eyes. She spat out the straw and turned away. You're so annoying. I don't want to see you. He touched her forehead. Her fever had gone down. Then get some more rest. I'm heading out. She didn't respond. He tiptoed away. Bullet comments continued. So she can suck a straw now. What else might she suck later? She acts all bratty when she's fine. But once she's sick, total angel. She says she hates him, but clearly wants him to stay. Don't let go of this clingy kitten. She only acts like this because she's sick. Normally I can go 4 or 5 days without coming home, and she doesn't care. Chapter 7. Lily had recovered, and with it her iciness returned, colder than ever. He figured she must have remembered how she behaved during her fever, so vulnerable, so unlike her usual self. And that thing. Yeah, he made her cry. Now the two of them had nothing left to say. That weekend, an old buddy from City C came to visit. They met at a bar. He noticed the lipstick stain on Alex's neck and smirked. You've been living wild lately. Gotta introduce me sometime, bro. Alex shook his head. Not happening, she's shy. Come on, seriously. He leaned in, getting more excited as he drank. You have no idea. She used to be a rich girl, super proud and stuck up. But then her family went bankrupt. Now she's all shootin' and antisocial. I kinda picked her up off the ground. She lives in my villa now, never even steps outside. Tell me, you think someone like that still cares about romance? He nodded. Of course not. Alex was tipsy by now, wagging a finger. So I just force love on her every day. The more you push, the better. At first, she resisted hard. Then I called in a hot model in front of her. She cried on the spot. After that, she was down for anything. Now she seduces me in cosplay daily. He was stunned. Why did none of this work on Lily? Even at her softest moment, she bit her lip and said no. Bullet comments flew in. OMG, it's a crossover. Alex is from another novel. His shootin' wife is also a villainess. That book's called Forcing Love on the Yandere, full of high-speed smut. Horny bastard X traumatized, so shippable. The comments threw him off more than Alex did. He asked, wait, you still call on models? Doesn't your wife get jealous? He grinned. Of course, but only when she pisses me off. Besides, Alex leaned in, voice low and sneaky. She follows me around like a creepy ghost. Just wait, she'll be here any minute. Sure enough, while Alex stepped outside to take a call, he saw someone at the door. No, two someones. One wore a long black dress, eye-strikingly pretty. The other had her pinned against the wall, voice sharp. What's your relationship with them? Why are you here? That voice, it sounded like Lily. The black-dressed woman jerked her head sideways like she was about to bite Lily's wrist. She barely broke free, straightening her dress. Her eyes sparkled with indignation. "I'm here for my husband." Her air of anxiety hinted at her shootin' personality, but not overwhelming. Lily snorted. "Here to catch him cheating?" The woman glared. "Don't say that about him. What a love brain." Lily rolled her eyes. "He hires models. He clearly doesn't give a damn about you." The woman sneered. "They're just hotels. I'm home. At least he still touches me." He sighed inwardly. Alex really knows how to play. Lily's eyes narrowed in disbelief. She snapped, "Who asked you?" Bullet comments lit up. "OMG, this is too good. Two Yandere villains face off." Sarah is straight up dancing on Lily's emotional minefield. Let's be real, Lily's Loki shattered. She's working quietly, runs into her men spending money elsewhere, and gets hit with a backhanded comment about how he won't touch her. Sarah, seductive and shameless. Lily, repressed and slowly imploding. Chapter 8. Is Lily sulking? He didn't buy it, and after they got into a fight at home, he believed it even less. It all started when she transferred money to his card without asking. Just a few tens of thousands, not much for him, but for a student like her, a lot. He checked the account. Turns out she hadn't touched a cent he'd ever given her. Frustration welled up. He asked Lily, "What's that supposed to mean?" Growing up, every time his dad handed him a large sum of money, it meant he was about to disappear again. So whenever someone gives him money for no reason, he gets pissed. He didn't realize how loud he was shouting. The card hit Lily and fell at her feet. She picked it up, shoved it into his hand, and said just 2 words, "Returning money." He snapped the card in two. "I told you I don't need your money back." She bit her lip, a strange flicker in her eyes. Frowning, she asked, "Jaden, what am I to you? A debtor? A sugar baby? Or just your side chick?" Then with a cold sneer, "I'm not some starry-eyed fool like the others. I hold grudges, deep ones." He laughed. "Oh really? So now you're accusing me? Who do you think you are?" The words slipped out in anger, and he regretted them the second they landed. Lily spread her hands and gave him a figures look. "I don't want this relationship anymore." Then he saw the suitcase at her bedroom door. "You're leaving?" His voice cracked. Even his chest ached. "Lily, if you step out that door today, don't ever come back." He knew she didn't love him, probably couldn't wait to be rid of him. She paused for 2 seconds, then turned and walked away with her suitcase. Bullet comments rolled in. These two, the Olympic champions of emotional repression. Pride drags love through the thorns. She's repaying him because she doesn't want to feel lesser in front of Jaden, and he can't admit he doesn't want her gone. She's not actually leaving. Her sister's on holiday. She's just going home for a few days. What? He acted before he could think. He rushed out, grabbed her suitcase, and threw it aside. He couldn't stand the cold look in her eyes, couldn't find anything decent to say, so he pushed her onto the couch, grabbed her nape, and kissed her. She struggled, bit him. He slipped a hand under her clothes for treatment. But tonight wasn't like that fevered night. She wasn't just yielding. They were tangled in mutual fire, kissing like their emotions might explode. She kissed him back fiercely, angrily. He let go, still breathing hard. "I passed your sister's school today. They're on holiday, right? Don't leave tonight. I'll take you in the morning. Stay with her a few days, then come back, okay?" God knows this was the first time he'd ever tried to say something nice. Lily looked at him with a storm of emotions. Hurt, anger, confusion. She turned away, voice soft. "Jaden, am I just your toy?" He replied. "You think just anyone could be?" He patted her cheek. She turned her face slightly, like rubbing against his palm. Even though he really wanted to touch her, he didn't want to force her. "I know you feel dirty. Go take a shower. Last time you were sick, I helped you out, and you sulked for days." He got up. She lay on the couch, covering her face with the back of her hand. Bullet comments. "Lily wants you to help her again. You dummy male lead with zero sensitivity." She's not mad about the help. She's mad you never mentioned it again. One's too proud to speak, the other won't cross the line. So close, one more breath, and it'd be bam, bam, bam. I froze. Could it be she actually likes me? He suddenly remembered Alex's shootin' wife and their mess-it-up dynamic. When would Lily finally lose control and beg him for something? He crouched down, smiled, and asked, "Want me to get you some tools? Give you a hand?" Her ears turned bright red. She shoved him away and ran into the bathroom. Chapter 9. The next day, He drove Lily back home. Then his dad called. Jaden, I checked the calendar. The day after tomorrow, the 8th of the month, is perfect for your engagement with Charlotte. He frowned. Dad, I told you I'm not marrying her. Besides, I happen to know she's not exactly reserved. 3 regular bed buddies. Everyone in the circle knows. His dad choked on his words. After a moment, he said, men have to think about the big picture. Marrying her is for the Miller family's future. Use her then ditch her. No need to treat marriage too seriously. Once you're married, just live your separate lives. That casual take on love didn't even surprise him anymore. He sneered. So this was your excuse for cheating on Mom back then? He cheated, and Mom, completely heartbroken, filed for divorce. His dad paused, then said, your mother gave up custody of you. Wasn't that a betrayal too? Jaden, this world isn't built on love. A little heartlessness is normal. And you haven't? You've got your little one stashed outside too. His grip on the phone tightened. You've been investigating me? Just concerned, son. But listen, marry Charlotte, tie our families together, and you can do whatever you want after that. Otherwise, a threat clear as day. But he wasn't going to sit back and wait. Over the years, he'd been secretly building his own network and pulling away from the Wong family control. So he called his mom. As a kid, Dad never let her see him, telling him lies that she abandoned him. But the truth, he was the one who told her to leave. He was 11. She hugged him and cried. These rich families, rotten to the core. If I leave now, and your dad has illegitimate children later, no one will protect you. He didn't quite get it then, just said, Mom, go get strong, then come save me, okay? His thoughts were cut off by her voice on the line. The once Mrs. Wong was now in Ning, CEO of a top overseas company. Well, look who's finally calling his poor mother. What does the great Mr. Wong want? He laughed. Honored Ms. Ning, could you help me dig into the Miller family? Consider it done. Before the engagement banquet, the two families had a little get-together. He wasn't interested, but he went. At the table, it was the usual nonsense about him and Charlotte growing up together. Charlotte smiled demurely. I've always liked Brother Jaden. He's always looked after me. He snorted. The table fell silent. His dad jabbed his side. Don't be rude. Why not? He blinked innocently. Charlotte says I'm great. So is this nasty side of me still lovable? She kept up the good girl act. Everything about you is fine. But it didn't last. She got a phone call, and her face darkened. Right then his phone rang. Lily. She never calls. He smiled and left the table. Jaden, where are you? She sounded upset. Out eating. I'll be back soon. You're home already? Silence, then a shaky voice. Liar, you're with Charlotte. Tomorrow's your engagement. Who told you that? Does it matter? Her voice cracked, choked with tears. You said you liked me. Liar. You're just toying with me. Jaden, I hate you. I never want to like you again. His heart clenched. She said she liked him. He whispered, stay home. Be good. I'm coming back right now. Chapter 10. He rushed home. The villa was completely dark. Why aren't the lights? Before he could finish, a figure flew into his arms. Lily. She threw herself at him, buried her face in his neck. Tears streamed down her face. Jaden, you're really going through with it? The engagement. Then why are you here? Go away. Let me lie alone in this cold, lifeless house. He patted her back. If you want me gone, then let go first. She froze, then cried harder. Heartless bastard. I hate you. Lily wrapped her arms around his neck, rose on tiptoes, and kissed him. At first, he thought she was drunk, but she didn't reek of alcohol at all. Her tears smeared across his cheeks as her kiss grew hotter. He cupped her chin. Didn't you say you hate me? Why the rush to kiss? She swatted his hand away. So annoying. Don't talk. I don't want to hear it. Her eyes were red, lashes wet, lips flushed. She was crying so hard she could barely breathe. She leaned in again, fingers curling behind his neck. I hate you. Hate that you used to force me, then suddenly stopped touching me. Hate that when I tried to seduce you, you didn't react. Hate that you went to see other women. Hate that you don't love me. Can't you please just like me? I'll listen to whatever you say. She grabbed his hand, and that's when he realized what she was wearing. He turned on the light. She was in a maid outfit, a pink collar around her neck, a low-cut top, her chest pushing up, a waist barely covered by lace, and the skirt so short it barely counted. Her legs were long, pale, and trembling. Her nose red, those long fox eyes filled with tears. Already a beauty, but now otherworldly. He sat down on the sofa and stroked her head. She knelt down, resting her forehead against his hand. Pouting, she said, "Jaden, you're an idiot. That day when I asked if I was just your toy, you should have pinned me down and told me I was the only one you'd ever play with." "Master," Lily's lashes glistened. "Please, I want you, can't you see that?" He lifted her chin, mind buzzing with joy. He smirked. "Really? Then whatever I want to do with you, you'll agree." She didn't speak, just nodded gently. He raised an eyebrow. "Then go get the toy box." Late into the night, he lay exhausted on the bed. Lily clung to him tightly. "Jaden, I'm willing to be your other woman. Just don't leave me." Bullet comments lit up. If someone else becomes the mistress, equals shame. If your friend becomes one, equals secret shame. If you become the mistress, equals true romance. Lily used to scold Sarah like crazy. At least Sarah was the legal fiancée. Now look at you. The twisted villainess stopped being angry not out of peace, but because she had run out of options. Female tears, male stimulant. Lily really is the ultimate dual mode. Cool goddess outside, cuddly kitten inside. Cures depression, wakes coma patients. Plot deviation confirmed. Original arc had Jaden and Charlotte actually engaged. Bold. Lily was always in love. It wasn't hate. It was hating he didn't love her enough. Chapter 11. After making a scene last night, Lily seemed a little embarrassed today. "Go to your engagement banquet," she said casually. "It's fine, I don't care." She had on an apron, cooking in the kitchen. He asked, "You really don't care? Then I'm off, okay?" She didn't reply. He moved closer. Her eyes were already red. She was absent-minded, head lowered, fiddling with vegetables. When she saw him, she blinked a few times. He hugged her from behind, slipping his hand under the apron. "What are you doing?" she whispered. "You?" She paused for a second, then lightly pushed him. "Jaden, do you treat everyone like this? So generous with your affection?" He laughed. "Let me guess, you're jealous but too shy to admit it. So you're saying this instead?" She rolled her eyes. "Wrong. Don't flatter yourself." He pouted. "Forgot how sore you were yesterday." "Ah, mouthy girls get punished." Lily's ears turned bright red. She removed his hand and silently walked away. He pulled her back, cupped her head, and kissed her. She tried to push him away. He said, "Wearing this, not like you're not trying to seduce me. But the moment I kiss you, you act annoyed. You really are a little brat, aren't you?" She clearly hated being called that, bit his shoulder lightly, but enough to show she was annoyed. "I wasn't being bratty. I just didn't want to mess up your big engagement." Her jealousy, oddly endearing. He didn't want to play coy anymore. "I've decided. I'm not going to the engagement banquet. I'm staying home with you. Is that okay?" Her eyes lit up for a second, then dimmed again. "Don't lie to me. You wouldn't skip something that important." He lifted her onto the kitchen counter, tugged her apron loose. "I am lying to you. Isn't that what you wanted?" She half lifted her eyelids and smirked. Her fingers trailed around his waist. "So, teasing me is fun for you, ah?" "No," he said. "I'm making you happy." He kissed her. "Because I want to see you smile." "Wife." Her face flushed instantly. "I." He started in panic. He leaned in, whispered by her ear. "We've never tried the kitchen before. There's cream in the fridge. Want to make some cupcakes and eat them all." She said, "Whatever you want. Today I'm yours." Just then, his phone rang. His assistant. "Sir, you didn't show up at the engagement banquet." Old Mr. Miller was furious. But then a Ms. Ning dropped all the proof. Photos and chat logs of Charlotte in bed with 5 different guys. "It's all on the big screen now." Charlotte snapped. "Who?" Family pulled her out. "Engagement's off." He stroked Lily's hair, smiling. She was munching seriously, so cute. Thanks to her showdown with Charlotte last time, he learned the truth. That sweet girl Charlotte had a secret life with multiple hookups. "Good girl," he called softly. Lily let out a light humph. Bullet comments scrolled in. "OMG, what exactly are they eating? I'm so curious." "Lily, you're the perfect combo. Sundara, softcore, cold outside, honey inside." He called her a good girl, and she's acting all aloof. But her tail is wagging in the clouds. Chapter 12. Life with Lily lately had been quiet, peaceful even. They said Charlotte hated him to the bone, and the Miller family was looking for a chance to retaliate. In the world of the wealthy, filth was everywhere, but a bride who could play around like that on the eve of her engagement, even that was rare. The public was appalled by Charlotte's complete moral collapse. As the scandal spread, the Miller family stocks began to plummet. The once prized daughter of a prestigious Beijing literary family, exposed, disgraced, unmarriageable. Meanwhile, he focused all efforts on countering Miller Group in business, enough that it drove his father to slap him across the face. Lily wasn't jealous today. She simply cupped his face, kissed, and stroked him gently. He chuckled. All right. It didn't even hurt that much. But she still looked upset. He rolled over and pinned her down. Come on, what's with the seduction again? His fingers tugged at her outfit. Today it was a barely their schoolgirl JK uniform. Miniskirt and basically see-through. Where do you even find all these weird little outfits lately? He asked. Lily avoided his gaze, awkwardly muttered. Do you like it, husband? I wore this just for you. Is it pretty? She never used to ask if he liked it. She'd just wear it, act cold as ice, then blush like mad when things got heated. Now it felt like she'd studied how to please him. He said, It's all right. She frowned. No way. Sarah said men all. She cut herself off. What? He pressed. Turns out she'd still been talking to Sarah. He smirked. Trying so hard to seduce me, huh? Did I ever tell you people say you're aloof? But I think you're gorgeous and secretly super adorable? I really like you, wife. She looked shocked, face heating up with a blush. It was the cutest thing. She pouted. You only like my body. Cold voice, still awkward, trying so hard to stay herself. Oh, he teased. If I only like your body, what happens when you're old? Her face fell instantly. She huffed. Then I'll die, turn into a ghost, haunt you forever. Yandera alert. He quickly kissed her. If you die, I won't burn you a single offering, won't even visit your grave. No wonder she's a future villainess. Even her jokes are dark. The plot had gone off course. She hadn't turned into a villain. They weren't caught in a love-hate loop, but that made him anxious. Something had to go wrong soon. Charlotte was out of the picture, but the grudge remained. The Miller family was still a threat, and sure enough, trouble was coming. Chapter 13. Charlotte kidnapped Lily. Out at sea, a yacht, a vast expanse of water. Charlotte ordered her bodyguard to hold up a phone. On the screen, Lily, bound at the wrists and ankles, tossed into a corner, her body covered in bruises, her dress soaked in blood. She stared coldly at Charlotte. Charlotte's distorted face filled the frame. Jaden, she hissed. You ruined me. Now I'm going to ruin your woman. Look at her like this. Does it feel like hell? Is this despair enough for you? Ha ha ha. His nails dug into his palms. Charlotte, can you stop embarrassing yourself? I ruined you. Was I the one who forced you to sleep with 5 guys the night before our engagement? If you have a problem, come at me. Let Lily go. Charlotte growled. You say I'm shameless. And you think you're innocent? He couldn't believe this. That helpless fury of wanting to slap someone through a screen, but not being able to. Her laugh turned hysterical, hair wild, madness in her eyes. Yeah, I've lost all shame, so what? Do you think liking you is disgusting? I was already broken in college. Why else would I sleep with your best friend? His stomach churned. That's why. Even though they were childhood friends, he always despised her. I envied your freedom, Jaden. You always did whatever you wanted. My mother said only if I became strong, independent, would I be worthy of love, of you. But instead of marrying me, you destroyed me. She saw freedom. She never saw the loneliness he endured. Every New Year, sitting alone in a cold, empty villa. She never knew that one year, when she came by with dumplings, he was so happy he didn't sleep that night. But he rejected her confession so she'd focus on exams, and she went to sleep with his best friend out of spite. By the time he'd learned to live alone, Lily appeared. She was aloof on the outside but soft beyond words on the inside. That night, under fireworks, New Year's Eve, the day they met, he shut his eyes hard. Let Lily go, he said. We'll talk about everything else after. Charlotte's smile warped, then turned into a cruel laugh. You only love her for her face, right? She tossed the phone, then smacked Lily across the face. The camera spun, pointed skyward. Only slaps and Lily's gasps of pain. Charlotte, calm the F down. This isn't the end of the world. You'll throw your whole life away over this. Her cries dug into him, each moan a tiny knife carving at his heart. Lily, hold on. The rescue yacht's almost there. Bullet comments exploded. Holy yes, Charlotte's finally snapped. Wasn't she just a side character fiancé in the OG plot? Why does she have so much screen time? Let me in. I'll stab that bee myself. Sleeping with his brother out of spite? What kind of fanfic trauma core is this? Wait, isn't west of there just an island? An uninhabited one. That island was now my mother's private resort. He turned immediately, asked her for help in intercepting Charlotte. Sure, she said it calmly. Just as Charlotte picked up the phone again, pointing it at Lily, her face and eyes both bleeding. Charlotte's voice dropped. Brother Jaden, apologize and marry me. His fists clenched. Is the plot going back to its original track? Charlotte, you really want everything, don't you? She squinted. Not willing? Then I'll just hit her some more. A soft whimper. Lily, barely conscious, was slumped on the floor, yet still smiling. You think Jaden loves me? I'm just a toy. Toys get tossed out when the owner's bored. You're just helping him out. Charlotte shook her head. No, that's not true. She yanked Lily up, slammed her against the railing. Are you bragging? He loves you and I never even got a crumb. Lily smiled again, quiet, chilling. You'll never control him. He'll never marry you. Smack. Another slap. He was helpless, just begging the rescue to hurry. Lily, please hold on. But then splash, the sound that shattered everything. The phone dropped. Charlotte's panicked voice echoed through the speaker. She jumped. She jumped. It wasn't me. She did it herself, I swear. His bones gave out. He dropped to his knees on the deck, numb, empty. Chapter 14. They pulled Lily out of the sea. It was his mother's ship that found her, a miracle really. She flew her to a private hospital overseas. The nurses said Lily didn't cry or scream. She was icy cold, like she thought her rescuers were just strangers. Charlotte got arrested for illegal kidnapping, but with the Miller family's influence, bail was only a matter of time. 2 weeks later, he found the USB Lily had left behind. On it, video evidence of Charlotte helping her bedmates lure and assault young girls. Turns out Lily had been secretly working with a private investigator. She'd been gathering evidence all along. With this USB, Charlotte and her scumbag lovers were thrown into prison. A month later, he got proof of Miller Group's massive tax fraud. Every major player involved was sentenced to rot in prison. Miller Group, gone forever. 3 days after that, he removed his father from the CEO position. The Wong Group was now fully his. Then his mother told him Lily had run away from the hospital. Where could she go? She doesn't even have money, he asked. Mom smiled. Relax, we've got eyes on her. She called her little sister once, but it doesn't seem like she plans to come back to China. As for school, I wrote her a recommendation to the professor you suggested, full scholarship. She'll just think her talent was finally recognized, that she got in on merit. He chuckled. She is that good. I just didn't want her to suffer too much. Mom raised an eyebrow. So why haven't you gone to see her yet? Guilt, he sighed. Yeah, all of this was because of me. If I hadn't taken her in back then, none of this would have happened. She would have had a normal life. His mom nodded. Jaden, love often feels like guilt, but guilt isn't love. Love must stand on its own. I felt guilty for leaving you, but that didn't mean I should hide from you. You've always been strong-minded. I won't lecture you. Just know this path may take longer to walk. He understood. He did. But ever since Lily left for abroad, the bullet comment stopped. The world seemed to return to its script. Now that he has many enemies, he's afraid to get close to her again, because he doesn't know if he can save her next time. Chapter 15. For years, he'd heard nothing from Lily. Now she was one of the hottest rising stars in the international tech scene, guarded day and night. No one could get near her. Meanwhile, his business at home had stabilized, but when life slows down, your thoughts start to wander. The bar girls, bland, forgettable. Somehow, everything reminded him of her. Lily, his wicked little enchantress. A part of him regretted, a part resented. Why didn't she come find him? But truth is, they were both proud, stubborn, foolish. Then his assistant said, Mr. Wong, the CEO of our X Group, is returning next month. We can move ahead with the partnership. Good. Anything else? He hesitated. Madam Ning told your little sweetheart might return to visit her sister. Little sweetheart. He shot him a look. What's it got to do with me? Get out. Business first. He couldn't afford distractions. But then, he was ambushed, sacked, kidnapped. He hadn't even offended anyone lately. They threw him into a room, tied up and blindfolded. Hours passed. Then he heard voices. Where's the boss? Her phone's off. No, we brought him here, but she's vanished. Should we untie him? Yes, please. The blindfold came off. The world returned to, wait, this was his own villa's basement. Your boss is Lily, he asked. Yeah. Wait, how do you know? Are you involved in her disappearance? She's upstairs. They darted out. Wait. Don't go up. Too late. Get out. Her voice thundered from above. They returned quickly to untie him. He fixed his clothes, steadied himself, and headed upstairs. At her door, his heart raced. Southwest. This was what close to home felt like, terrifying. He pushed the door open. There she was, wrapped in blankets, handcuffed to the headboard, wearing a sultry officer cosplay. A vision. Long time no see, officer. She had matured. Softer features, gentler aura. She blinked, smiling faintly. Long time no see, Jaden. Still such a pervert. She looked down at herself, then gave a shallow laugh. That voice, God, he missed it. Of course, toys should always look their best, don't you think? He lifted the covers, traced her curves, still perfect. She'd clearly taken care of herself. He cupped her face. You're beautiful, baby. She stared into his eyes, made his heart skip. He kissed her, long, hot, messy. His hands were everywhere. For years of longing exploded. He couldn't touch her enough. She squirmed, the cuffs clanged. Then she bit his lip hard. He pulled back and froze. Tears streamed down her face, just like 4 years ago. Tender, fragile, so damn heartbreaking. Jaden, let me go? I just want to hold you. Soft, always so soft inside. Lily, are you a crybaby? Because those tears, they cut. The moment he undid the cuffs, she threw her arms around him. Tears soaked into his neck. Her hands clung to him. Jaden, you're so annoying. You make me mad. I'm angry at you every day. I hate you so much. He kissed her forehead, wiped her tears. But I missed you so much. Can you stop hating me? She shivered, but said nothing. Instead, she leaned in, a soft kiss. Her fingers slid to his belt, and he responded in kind, smooth, certain. The night melted, thick like honey. She whispered, Jaden, I missed you too. Chapter 16. The bullet comments lit up the screen. I'm crying. I ship them. Finally together. God knows how long we've suffered watching their 4 years apart. Once they start, they go all out. Lost in passion, reckless, and unstoppable. Two loveless, conflicted souls have finally reunited. I originally saw them as an enemy couple, but damn, this is so shippable, so wonderful. Yandere hasn't turned evil, and the simp is truly genuine. Their ending is bound to be even better than the original plot. All night long, Lily and he filled the void of the past 4 years. Exhausted, he collapsed onto the bed, so drained that even his fingertips had no strength left. Weakly, he murmured, Lily, it's not that you annoy me now, it's that I'm sick of you. She replied, I'm sorry. He waved his hand dismissively. Too late. Then she shook her head, continuing softly. Not that. I mean, I'm sorry I never reached out to you before. Her voice broke as she said, I'm sorry, if it weren't for me, you wouldn't have been threatened. I feel so guilty about it. And back then, I was so young. I always thought your love for me was so shallow, that you'd end up loving someone younger, prettier, with a better body instead. It took me a long time to realize that it was my own lack of self-confidence. You clearly loved me all along. I was just too sensitive, and that's why our path became so twisted. It turned out that both of them carried deep regrets. At that moment, he finally understood what his mother had said. Guilt is not love itself. Love is the true essence. We cannot hide our love because of guilt. He pulled Lily tightly into his arms and said, Lily, I love you, forever unchanged. She replied, I do too. With love laid bare, they vowed to spend the rest of their lives together, no longer being so conflicted.